Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Or good afternoon or good evening.
Or good afternoon or good evening. Yes.
Wherever you are at. Hello,
Wherever.
hello.
Yeah.
Got to do all my sharing.
Oh, you're sharing. You're putting it
Sharing
all out into the world.
Caring.
Before we get too far into this today, this is what I want to share with the whole world.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Steph! Happy birthday! Woo!
If anyone's going to mark it in their calendar, though, it's July 31st.
It is. It was a couple days ago.
Yes. Thank you.
Yay!
You know what?
Here, I'm going to be under the balloons. It looks like I'm wearing a hat. What's up?
Oh, so fun. So fun. You know, it's a best birthday ever. It started July 1st. I was like, I'm having a birthday month now.
Nice.
And so it's been an amazing month. And my actual birthday, July 31st, was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
My beautiful daughter, Amy, bought me a barbecue for my birthday.
Nice.
Yes. So, good times there.
Love that. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Jay-Z.
What's up, St. Steph?
I'm glad to be ranting. We are here for the RANT, Radically Affirmative New Thought. Because
Radically Affirmative New Thought. Yeah.
Radical New Thoughts.
So
yes.
much happening, yeah.
Yes.
Christina's sending some nice little heart emojis there with like they're held up. Actually, what is it the kids do these days? This?
Oh, they do.
No.
They do something different.
They do like this is a dead giveaway that you're an older generation. There's something they're doing differently, and I can't think of what it is.
Well, we'll just have to do our research on TikTok.
But you know what? I have no issue being an older generation. I wear my wisdom with pride.
Yeah.
Blessings to Jerry. Grateful to see you this
Hi,
glorious
Jerry.
day. Oh, and Jerry saying happy birthday, Steph.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's your beautiful wife.
Yes, she's on vacay this week, so we've had lots of time together. A whole my birthday week. Got lots of time with my beautiful spouse. Wonderful.
Yay. There's William and Anita. Good morning
William.
to you magnificent.
And Anita.
Yeah. And we're about to
you're magnificent.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Always nice to see Wayne.
Born that way.
SOM.
Yes. Yeah. So we don't have we didn't pick a topic, you guys. So
pick a topic. We're like,
what do you want us to rant about? I mean, we did have some convo for sure. We were talking about purpose and how things have shifted. You know, there's also why do we shrug off our pain instead of managing it and dealing, right? There's things that we could definitely talk about. What do you guys want us to rant about today? Let us know in the comments. For sure, if you're watching on Facebook, we love those loves, and likes are cool too.
Yes.
And if you're on YouTube, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Let us know you're here. And for sure, comment. Let us know you're here, where you're watching from. Is this your first rant or your fourth?
But if this is their first rant, they may wonder who the heck we are.
Who are we? Yeah.
Well, who are you?
Well, I'm St. Steph. And I am the Chief Spiritual Officer of OneLoveAwakening.com. And we are an online community with heart open and inspired community, awakening to our absolute magnificence and helping each other get through this life. Glorious. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. How about you?
So I am Dr. Jay-Z. Those are my initials, Jonathan Zenz. And I am the senior minister, the spiritual leader, I don't know what to call myself these days. I like spiritual director, but I'm also not directing anyone's spirit. So, you know, I like maybe spiritual leader is where I will land. I'm the spiritual leader at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is an inclusive and loving spiritual center in Tucson, Arizona. And we actually are we're going to move in the direction of calling ourselves Unity of Tucson Spiritual Center. Because one of the things that we talked about here is that if you don't know what unity is, you will not know what unity is from Unity of Tucson.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
let's just call ourselves what we are. Unity
Yeah.
of Tucson Spiritual Center. Come, explore your spirit.
Love it. Yes. Come explore your spirit. Oh my goodness. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I know. I talk about your vision statement, Unity of Tucson's mission statement, more
Oh,
often than so many other things. It's such a perfect.
well, and I need to give credit where credit is due, because I was gifted the use of that statement. I was going to say I borrowed it. I'm like, no, I didn't borrow it. I stole it. I didn't steal it. I was gifted the use of it
Yes.
from my mentor in ministry, Dr. James Mellon. And so
Mhm.
he uses it as a vision statement. We use it as a mission statement. So it is his vision, our mission, to love only, forgive everything, remember who you are.
Yeah.
And that's what the mystics of the ages have all taught.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes right down to it, it's all about love. The cohesive, the cohesive, the adhesive, the cohesive adhesive of the universe is love.
Mm-hmm.
It's love.
It's the glue.
Mm-hmm.
It's the glue for sure.
Yeah, the cohesive
I
adhesive.
mean, love, like I have felt like such overwhelming expansive love. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have a puppy so that I don't explode people
Mm-hmm.
with my demonstrative love. I am very that. Wasn't always,
Mm-hmm.
but that's my purpose, is to be loving presence. And I know this. I take it very seriously, but I don't take it seriously at all, because it's love. And so loving unconditionally and turning, that purpose into my whole mission in life. So I'm co-founded One Love Awakening.
Yeah.
And I've talked about like the fact that we use the word awakening,
Mm-hmm.
because it's always in the process, right? We're always waking up every single day. We're waking up a little bit more. We're always the best version of ourselves, no matter what. If
Mm-hmm.
we're in a brand new baby day, we are the best version of ourselves because we've made
Yeah.
it this far.
I like to think too about the process of awakening, and oftentimes what we're talking about awakening to is a sense of our infinite identity. And the thing is, you're in a constant state of awakening because there is no end to the infinite.
Yeah.
So if you think that you're going to arrive at a destination, maybe rethink that, because there's always room for more, to know,
Yeah.
to understand, to embody. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anita had written in about unity. Sometimes it's confused with Unitarian. That actually happened. We had guests over for dinner last night, Dane and I. My husband's name is Dane, and the guests were saying, "Oh, well, we were talking to our family about you and said that you were a unity minister," and our whole family was like, "Unitarian?" It's like, no, not Unitarian. I have no issue with Unitarians, but we're not the same philosophy.
Yeah. They're cousins. Everybody's cousins.
Everybody is cousins. Well, remember that Ralph Waldo Emerson, we have grounding in the Transcendentalist movement.
Yes.
The New Thought movement has grounding in the Transcendentalist movement. And Ralph Waldo Emerson was an ordained Unitarian minister.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he was too radical for them, and he was
too radical for them, and that's what sparked the whole transcendental movement.
Yeah, he was too radical.
Emerson was like, "I'm out of here. This isn't. I'm out of here." There's like change. It's just goes right back to Michael Beckwith. That one line, right? Pain pushes until vision pulls. And in the book that the 15 commitments of conscious leadership, there's an equation. I think we might have talked about this equation at one point, but so vision times discomfort plus first steps is greater than resistance equals change. So the discomfort is so important in change, in growth. We will not change, shift, or evolve if we are comfortable, because why would we need to? So discomfort gives us the beautiful fertilizer that helps us bloom so profoundly and so beautifully. And so, we tend to resist discomfort, even though what's on the other side of that discomfort is magnificent. It's awakening, it's enlightenment, it's joyful noise, it's everything you could possibly want to love in your life.
Yeah.
Just on the other side of that. And so many people, me included, in times in my life where we stop digging for gold 2 inches before we find it.
Yeah.
Because we're just like, oh, it's too hard, it's too rough, this isn't for me. Well, I've said this 1,000 times too. I have never met anyone who has said, I'm awake and it was easy.
It's true.
Right? Eckhart Tolle sat on a park bench depressed for a year and then wrote a book.
Yeah.
Right? It's amazing what we can accomplish when we are willing to sit in our discomfort.
Yes. I want to be clear though. We don't have to sit in the discomfort.
No, you can move through it.
You can move through it.
It's not to sit in, it's to move through.
Yeah.
In our class last evening, the Tao of Prosperity, there's a part of it that was talking about this too shall pass. It's it's for passing. It's not for sitting. It's not for setting up camp. It's for passing through. So I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah. So Linda said, good morning. Good morning, Linda. And Vinu said that, oh, you love the mission and vision statement. Love that.
Yes.
Yeah. It works really well, and people resonate with it. And I think part of what is, it's easy to remember and people can walk away and be like, yes, I get that.
I
right?
can see that.
It's not like, our mission in the world is to do the blah, 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 and they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Love only, forgive everything.
Love only. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I enjoy growing even more when I don't have discomfort. It's just so much fun. Yes, I get that too.
Yes. Yeah. If you're blossoming right where you're at and there's no discomfort and you're still open to exploring your spirit, that's beautiful. Beautiful. And I think there are plenty of those the folks in the world right now just comfortably learning and growing.
I love this, Tammy. It has come to pass. Its purpose is to pass. I love that.
Yeah.
Part of it is we're constantly reframing the way we understand things too. And it's glorious. Glorious. Yes.
See, we've ranted a lot already and we still don't even have a topic.
I know. Well, no, we had a topic that we were starting with. What is? Oh, purpose.
Well, there we go. Its purpose is to pass. That's perfect. Oh, we're sipping, simultaneously sipping.
Yes. So I'll tell you, I've been. It's been a busy, full week for me because we've been unpacking our old place. We've been trying to finalize we've been unpacking in our new place. Been trying to finalize the packing of our and moving out of our old place and get it ready because we're going to put it up for rental. We're turning our townhouse into a rental. And then, my operations manager was away this week. Came back to the office yesterday, actually. It's just been, I'm ready for a vacation. And I'm getting one.
When is your schedule?
We leave on Tuesday.
Great.
Dan and I.
Yes.
To head up, actually not to be too far away from you. We're heading up to Thunder Bay, Ontario. So we'll be about an 8-hour drive away.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
We just meet in the middle.
Maybe not. Actually, what's funny is I don't do any of the vacation planning when we go to Thunder Bay because that's where my husband's from. So he always gets his family and friends involved, and they create this itinerary, and I have no part in it. I have no say in it. And the next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, well, all of our time is booked up." I'm like,
"When do you get to rest?"
I know. Well, we actually are spending a week up in Armstrong in a cottage. Sorry, if I'm going to Canada, it's a cottage by the lake.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Tammy, my wife is saying road trip to Thunder Bay.
Yeah. Venus ready for a vacation here too. Yes. Yeah. So
Me
purpose.
too.
Anyway, purpose.
Purpose, yes.
Part of the rant is that we go on tangents.
Yeah. And every day in my kitchen, there is a tangent. There is ranting happening in my life every single day because there's great thoughts that want to be thoughted.
Yeah.
Right? There's thoughts that want to be thunk. And that's ours to do. We get to think these thoughts and contemplate their meanings and discover more about the nature of things within us and all around us. It's wonderful.
It is. I had a teacher at one point. I'm actually curious to know your thoughts on this because this is a construct that kind of struck me in a different way than I really ever considered it before. It's not really related to purpose, but for some reason it just came to mind. What are your thoughts on this idea that, we talk about consciousness and the mind sometimes in terms of like using allusions to finances, right? Like we live in a consciousness of abundance. The abundance consciousness is infinitely abundant, right? And there was a teacher who basically offered this idea: the denominations within the infinite consciousness are mental ideas. Like those are the individual like coins. That's the mental coin. The individual mental coins within the infinite consciousness are all mental ideas. What do you think about that? Oh, something just changed with your sound.
Oh, did it? I had to mute because the garbage truck. Can you hear me?
I can, but I think your microphone might have changed.
Interesting. Because I had to mute. I muted my microphone because the garbage truck was going by, and Danny.
You actually sound okay now.
Okay, it was probably just getting back to good.
Okay.
Yeah. So denominations are mind currency.
So the denominations in the infinite mind, which is infinite abundance, the denominations are mental ideas, are ideas. Ideas are the individual coins within the infinite currency of the mind.
That's interesting. Interesting thoughts. Wow.
I think you're having the same reaction I had because I was like, I never really thought of it that way.
I never really thought about it like that because I'm
and we are
outside of my individual use of conscious mind is wholeness.
Right.
It's a vast, infinite field of consciousness where all the thoughts are just loose and plentiful.
Right.
So
infinitely abundant.
Putting a construct like, so if I'm the piggy bank and the divine mind is putting an individualized coin of thought into me, okay, but outside of my individual use of, I wouldn't want to label or limit the infinite mind to a coin.
But it's not. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because the availability of ideas is infinite.
Right.
I'm not saying the infinite is a coin. I'm saying the idea within the infinite is the coin.
The infinite.
And it is infinitely abundant with ideas. And I think part of the construct that I like about this is because it is a reminder to me that I am always able to access infinite abundance of ideas, and I'm not relegated to limited thinking. That for every thought that I have, which is an idea in the infinite mind expressed through me, that there is a thought that perhaps supports it or does not support it, and I am always at liberty to determine which thought, which idea I'm going to roll with.
Right. So each idea is a coin that you're receiving, and whether you invest that coin or not is completely an individualized expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. We're always looking for metaphors and
Yeah.
analogies, right, to help
Yes.
like kind of understand. I mean, what's funny is I've gotten so far away from ever using it's the seed that goes into the soil and this, and I don't use that analogy anymore. But it was like
No.
that was the analogy that was drilled into us in our
Yeah.
training.
Yeah,
Right?
that's our training. Yep. Seed,
Mhm.
soil, plant. Seed, soil,
Mhm.
plant. Seed, soil, plant. Here's my 17 diagrams on seed, soil, and plant.
Mm-hmm.
And I studied the Tao Te Ching. I wouldn't call myself a Taoist because I haven't been trained, but I follow the Tao.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love the particle and the wave. Right? That we are the entire ocean in a droplet, and the droplet is in the ocean. There is nothing separate. The substance of water is water.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not we are in our flow or not we're always in the flow.
Mm-hmm.
It's our awareness and presence of awareness that is everything. That's what's blocking us, or that's what's hindering
Mm-hmm.
our
Or
flow,
not.
or not. Yeah.
I think one of the things you mentioned the particle and the wave. I'm like, the fundamental building blocks of all creation are, well, let me ask you, what are the fundamental building blocks of all creation, the particle or the wave? Because I know my answer to that.
The fundamental foundation is universal source.
But is it particle or wave?
Yes.
That's the answer. That's the answer. Is it a particle or a wave? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because also, like, if you like the studies that have been done, of course, in quantum physics, are, unless it's observed, it like if when they shoot those electrons in the double slit experiment, they shoot those electrons through, they create the wave pattern, right? Unless observed, and then they create what you would expect, which is the two lines.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the observer has effect on the creation. So it's a good reminder to me too that I get to observe into creation whatever I choose.
Yes. And isn't that the teaching in, like, right there? You're the life is happening. Life is happening. We cannot stop life from happening.
Yeah.
And what we observe, what we pay attention to, what we give our awareness to, what we focus on becomes.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's an amazing example of that. If you're if you're focused on pain, like your body's in pain or your heart space is in pain, and you're focused on that, you're in that pain.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get distracted, and you get distracted by something that it is life affirming, that pain disappears because
Mm-hmm.
we have stopped being aware of it. We've stopped giving it attention.
I talked about this in the mindful moment yesterday. I said the reason, I essentially said the reason that we keep ourselves in states of dis-ease or like unhealthy situations is, part of our culture is to talk about, oh, what's going on with you? Oh, here's all the things that are wrong with me, right? I'm gonna list them out. And the more you give it attention, wherever your attention goes, the energy flows, and that becomes your experience of life. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to go back to, my using Bob Newhart last week in my Sunday talk. Stop it.
Stop it.
Yes, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Yes, there's lots of stuff coming on. Tammy, yeah. I like the metaphor of the infinite flow of abundance as water. Water is one thing, but every drop is the substance and consciousness of abundance, including ideas. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
mm-hmm.
Had gotten there too. Is it a particle or a wave? Yes. Particle versus wave. The wave is the infinite potential, and as we observe it, it crystallizes as particle. Yes, I hold firm in that belief. Mm-hmm. I always like to say that we are the conduits for collapsing the infinite consciousness into expression.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And like let's be clear for our beautiful watchers. We're not talking about getting to a place of spiritual bypass.
No.
If you are experiencing stuff, like, we want to work through that stuff. We're not saying
We're not saying ignore
don't
it.
give it attention. Yeah, like if your toes are turning green, see somebody.
Right.
Right?
The spiritual bypass is giving lip service, right? For me, it's like not real. It's like saying I mean, it's essentially be like, it's all God, it's all good, right?
Yeah.
But what is that? What is the feeling infused behind that? Because I can say it's all God, it's all good, and if no feeling is infused behind it, it's not going to change anything in my life. And so I move through the construct of spiritual bypass by remembering that I am the causative element, and I will go on the search for what caused my current condition, as long as it is an invitation to then do something about it.
Yeah.
What I oftentimes see happening is people go on seek the cause for why they're in the current condition, but then they never actually change the cause. They just say, oh, look, there's what it was. Yeah, and they never actually do the work of shifting or transforming. So I say, go on, make that discovery, as long as it is leading you into some new way of being, thinking, because unless you're actually doing something about it, it's not going to change anything. Finding that original cause, you must create new cause.
Yeah. And that just makes me think of my weight loss journey.
Yeah.
Right. For 30 years of my life, I was a roller coaster and like obese. There's a point in my life when I was obese, and so no amount of affirmative prayer was going to help me lose weight. It was, the prayer is for the healthy resources and the finding wholeness in myself, and the weight, it's that we pray for health, we pray for weight loss, and then we just continue on doing what we've always done. And it's pray and move your feet, right?
Well,
so what the answer of the prayer is finding the right coach, finding the right resources, finding the right people to engage with, finding the cause of why I was a compulsive overeater.
Yeah.
Right? Finding those things.
And then doing something about it.
And then doing something about it.
Yeah, because prayer for me, and this is one of the things when I teach prayer class, when I teach, especially when I get into the realm of teaching advanced studies in metaphysics and prayer, I always say, if your prayer is not inspiring and impelling action, it's not prayer.
Yeah.
It may be nice words, but it is not an effective prayer. Effective prayer impels and inspires action.
Even if that inspired action is breathing more.
Yeah.
Right? Like if the prayer is a stress reliever, so that you can take action, that's beautiful.
We do a healing circle once a quarter here. And I had written this script for a healing circle. And so we use the same language basically every single time we do it. But part of it is it's inviting people on a journey of first relaxing in the moment. This is an event that takes about 40 to 45 minutes. People come, they sit in the circle, and we have our prayer chaplains here lead them, guide them through the experience. Their only job in the middle of the circle is to receive. There is a point where they're encouraged to participate. But hello. Did you hear my little Chinese thing?
I did.
Yeah. So part of what happens is we start off by inviting relaxation. We invite a consideration of what it is they're seeking to have shifted in their lives. And then we take them on the journey of what is the counter idea that we get to now embody. And you get to determine what that is. And then we guide them through a series of affirmations as well. A lot of it is meditation, contemplation, We experience a chamber of prayer as they go around the prayer chaplains, and they engage in a chamber of prayer where all the prayer chaplains are praying at the same time out loud around the outside of the circle, and it's like you just are immersed in this constructive energy. And that's the thing, it's got to be a constructive, forward moving, experiential energy. If it's not constructive and forward moving, not working.
Yeah. I love what Chip just brought up. Pray for patience, receive opportunities to practice patience. Right. Amen. Exactly, Chip. Reminds me of the movie, which one? Evan Almighty, when Morgan Freeman, who is God, of course he is.
Of course he is.
They're sitting in a restaurant, and the wife is saying, like, I just keep asking God for more help, more like love, and God says, well, if you pray for more love, you get more opportunities to be loving. Like that's how it works.
Yeah.
And because we are a conduit, we are a receptor, right? We receive and give. It's the circulation of one thing.
Right.
So if we want more love or we want more patience, we get to be that.
Well, moving away from the idea that we need to derive our good from anything outside ourselves is fundamental for me.
Yes.
Ernest Holmes said, actually it might have been Raymond Charles Barker. It was either Ernest Holmes or Raymond Charles Barker. I think it might have been Barker in The Power of Decision, where he says, if you want more joy, be more joyful. If you want more love, be more loving. If you want more peace, be more peaceful. Like, it begins by demonstrating within ourselves those qualities that we seek to experience outside of ourselves. We have our peace candle here at Unity of Tucson. And I talk about the peace candle every single Sunday. I say the peace candle is we keep the peace candle consistently illuminated. And if I had a camera in our sanctuary, I could turn the camera on and show you that it is literally illuminated 24/7. It is an electric candle. I just want to be very clear. We don't have open flame in our sanctuary unless I'm in there. But the peace candle is consistently illuminated.
Yeah.
As a reflection of that which is consistently illuminated within each and every one of us. And when we let go of all the other stuff and allow that which is within ourselves, that light which is within ourselves, to inform our thoughts, our intentions, our beliefs, our relationships, our ideas, when we allow that inner light to inform, it all starts here. We're not deriving it from out there, but then we become expressions and conduits of peace in the world.
Yes.
And it's the same thing with love, joy, harmony, all of it. We happen to focus on that element where it's related to peace, world peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
All begins right here.
It all begins right here. And like, here's a thought I just had that's going to bring more peace to me. Like, if I've already learned the lesson, I don't need to redo the lesson. So if something feels familiar, like you're going down the same path, you don't have to take that path again. You've learned the lesson. I have learned this lesson. I don't need any mulligans or do-overs. I don't, because I've already experienced that thing or that growth. I don't need to grow over that. I can start something new. I can grow from realizing I've been there, I've done that, not for me. Yeah. And the peaceful, like, what a relief. I don't have to do any heavy lifting. I've already I've already moved that boulder. I'm not going to move it back so I can move it one more time. That's silly.
Well, for having nothing to talk about today prepared, we sure filled up more than 30 minutes.
We did. We filled up more than 30 minutes again.
Yeah.
So
it's time for us to sign off. But I do want to let everyone know, just as a reminder, that we are taking a hiatus. The next 3 Fridays we will be off, and we will return for the next rant on the 30th of August, partially because I am going on vacation. I don't know what my internet situation is going to be, especially when I'm up in Armstrong in a cottage.
You'll have very good Wi-Fi. It just won't be what you think it is.
Right.
It'll be the trees whispering.
Yes.
And like the infinite just connected.
Yeah. Yeah. I get to unplug from the technology and plug into the wireless infinite.
Yes, the wireless infinite, and get all that good rest and restoration.
Yeah.
You deserve it, my friend. You deserve a vacay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
once again, I just want to say, because, we might as well, happy birthday, Steph.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yes. So we will be back August 30th. I'm so excited that we are doing this so regularly now.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a highlight of my week, being with all of you, and especially my very good friend and beloved soul friend, soul family, Jonathan. I just so appreciate our connection and our conversation.
Actually, so sorry. Yes, it was your birthday. You know what the 31st is for me as well?
Yes, the anniversary.
It's the anniversary of my becoming a minister.
Yes.
I became a minister on July 31st, 2011.
Yes, well, happy anniversary.
Years. Thank you.
2011, that's when I was just about to start ministerial studies.
Yeah. So William says, you two are so much fun. It's time to expand the rant. How do you want us to expand?
Yeah, tell me more about that, William. Tell me more about that.
Let us know what you mean by that. You can always let us know also by sending emails. Or I mean, you can always put stuff in the chat, but you can send emails to us. Steph@oneloveawakening.com is where St. Steph is. Dr. JZ, I'm at Rev Jonathan at unitytucson.com. If you do send one to me, remember that Tucson is Tucson. Many people write it Tuscon, and that is not correct.
I always, when I say it, as I'm like writing it out, I always say Tucson.
That's, you know what? And that's actually closer to the original. So the word Tucson actually comes from First Nations word, Shtukson. Means at the foot of the Black Mountain.
There it is.
Oh, Anita's saying make it an hour.
Okay.
Hey, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Maybe on the 30th, it'll be an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about Steph and I is we can talk.
Yeah.
You know my joke, Steph. I always say, why would a minister say in 2 words what one could say in 100?
Right? My joke is somebody just gave me a microphone.
Right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's the big thing.
That's the big thing.
Okay.
All right, my beloved.
Amazing vacation. Thanks for ranting. And thanks to all of our ranters with us. So appreciate every single one of you. Have a great 3 weeks, and we'll see you when we see you.
We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Bye.